This episode of BTP Daily is brought to you by K Rico Coffee, man. One of the best coffee places you can go to, and they're also selling coffee for everyone all over the place. But it's nice to have some coffee at home. It's also nice to have some coffee somewhere else, but it's also tremendous to go have some over at K Rico Coffee. For those of you that live down in South Florida, definitely a place you want to go to. It's over at 2728 Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood. And you will enjoy it. JR and the gang have some tremendous coffee, have some tremendous types of coffee recipes and all this other good stuff that you will definitely enjoy. But more what you will enjoy, other than the coffee, let me be completely honest with you on this one, is the people. You go in there, you chat, they talk. What a concept, right? People talking nowadays, face to face, and, actually caring about what you say. And no need to really look at your cell phone in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, K Rico Coffee gives you that more human experience, that human touch, because they care so much about their craft, but they also care so much about making you, the consumer, happy with your cup of coffee. Whatever type of coffee you might like, everybody has different tastes, everybody has different likes. K Rico Coffee has it for you. K Rico Coffee. It's the people that make coffee good.
Yeah, I know I was talking about Thibaut Courtois, and it makes my head spin. It really does when you see a player like Keylor Navas pretty much get shafted. I really don't know what he's done wrong in order for him to be treated the way that Real Madrid and many in the Madrid press have treated him throughout his entire career at Real Madrid. Of course, he comes over from Levante. Nobody in their right mind would have even imagined Keylor being at Real Madrid while he was at Levante. But of course, that World Cup in 2014 elevated him to such a level that he and James Rodriguez, of course, ended up going to Real Madrid. And Keylor wasn't the absolute, how should I say? He wasn't the starter. He wasn't the absolute starter, and no one expected him to be. But to see him step into that role as soon as Iker Casillas left, every single summer, every single transfer market, there was a name being mentioned. There was a David De Gea, Thibaut Courtois, a few times. Kepa Arrizabalaga as well. I mean, you start hearing several names that were mentioned, and I just mentioned three of them right off the bat, the ones that were the most prevalent throughout that time. And through all that, Keylor was able to surpass that. He was able to overcome that. He was able to focus on what he needed to do. That, of course, was when Zinedine Zidane was there. Enter Julian Lopetegui. Maybe his position isn't as secure. And of course, if you add the Thibaut Courtois factor to it, more insecure it is than ever before. But that's just been the way Keylor Navas has been handled by the press, by the club. And what he's been able to do is just answer the way he's always answered on the pitch, being the consistent performer that he has been able to be. And mind you, he's made mistakes just like everybody else has. But the difference is that he has stepped up in the biggest games for Real Madrid. There have been some that they've been blown out, but don't blame Keylor on that. Blame everybody else in front. Blame Zinedine Zidane. Blame a lot of other factors. And on occasion, you could blame Keylor Navas for a couple of mistakes he's made, sure. But just as many times as he's made mistakes, he saved Real Madrid. He stepped up in big monster games where he was called upon. That, of course, is forgotten very quickly because now it's to try and bring a fresh face and bring a player that is probably more popular and more relevant. And it seems like high school all over again when you start dealing with Real Madrid And Barcelona is like that too, and many of the other big clubs tend to be like that, or tend to be going towards that avenue, but no other team encapsulates it or embodies it as much as Real Madrid does and has for many a years. That to me is the most frustrating thing. And also, to see Keylor Navas being so supported by the fans, so supported by his teammates, and still be treated the way he is preposterous. And I'll say it. He doesn't come from a football-rich country. ... From a world perspective. He doesn't come from Brazil. He doesn't come from Argentina or Uruguay or Germany or, dare I say, England, or dare I say Belgium, even France. He's not a Spaniard. He's a Costa Rican. That's why it's such an easy target. That's why he's such an easy target. You go to Costa Rica, you land in the Juan Santamaria Airport, and Keylor Navas is everywhere. Keylor Navas in World Cup qualifying play. He is announced as, and now in goal, the 3-time UEFA Champions League winner, the goalkeeper for Real Madrid, Keylor Navas. He's given the longest, most relevant, most emphatic salute, introduction, and of course, ovation. For that country, he is their demigod. He is that guy. He is that individual that everyone just looks up to in such a way. And mind you, he's never done a thing wrong. He's been, maybe he hasn't had the best decisions or hasn't said the right things. But in his heart, but in his mind, but as a player, as a teammate, as a man, there are very few things he's done wrong. He could have gone out and cursed Zinedine Zidane or Florentino Perez or anybody else that has gone after him or criticized him, put him in a negative situation. But he hasn't. Because as a religious man that he is, he embodies the positive aspects of that. He turns the other cheek. And you know what? I'll tell you right now, Keylor Navas is a much better human being than I am. Because I would have gone crazy by now.